and I would argue they don't fight. They don't stand for anything. They back down. All of that. But listen, I bet you can't wait if you win to get things turned around in this country. I know how you work. I know how your mind works. I bet you won't even take a day off if you win, would you?
Well, even since we talked, I've been thinking so much about what's wrong. And, to a large extent, it's a lack of common sense. These leaders, they have no common sense. I talk about Mosul where they announced they're going in. Now you see how tough it is, right? They're really fighting. And the leaders that they were trying to get, they left 4 months ago. But I talk about that a lot, where it's just inconceivable to me. They want to go and attack Mosul. Why do you have to announce it? It's unbelievable. Remember the elements of surprise, the old days with Study or whatever. Can you imagine General MacArthur and Patton and all these great generals?
Let me ask you a question.
I always say kiddingly at the speeches, they're spitting in their grave when they see this, right?
Do you think
it's horrible? It's a lack of common sense in addition to everything else.
I watched you last night. You said if you do win, and we're going to know in a number of hours now, that you want to be the president for all Americans. Can you bring the country together?
We can absolutely. Our country is so divided, racially, economically. It's so divided, and we can do it. Obama has been a divider. He's been an absolute divider. And now all he's doing is campaigning. She can't get a crowd, so she either has to go get Jay-Z, which, and in all fairness,
using the N-word and the F-word.
People are leaving his thing, that his language is so bad. A lot of these political people are in there, and they're hearing the words. And you know the words I'm talking about.
And she's offended about you. Listen, I don't mean to interrupt you. Good luck, Mr. Trump. It's been an honor. You have worked so hard. We're proud of you, and we're really hoping you pull this off tonight. Good luck.
Well, we'll see, Sean, and you take care of yourself, and I appreciate everything.
All right, sir. Thank you. All right, 800. All states are in play. This election will be decided tonight. Go vote.
Sean Hannity.
The TJ Network, West Tennessee's news and talk.
Hey, would you rather put your money in a bank and earn less than 1% or be the bank's landlord and be paid over 6.5%? Commercial real estate does have risks. Nothing is guaranteed. Rich Uncle's REIT, R-E-I-T, a real estate investment trust, pool your money with other investors' money, and they rent to credit-worthy tenants like Chase Bank. This strategy is being used by wealthy investors to collect rent and distribute cash to investors every month, and now it's being made available to you. I've invested in real estate. I prefer bricks and mortar myself. Rich Uncle's was started by the chairman of the largest real estate firm in the world. Just go to their website and check out Rich Uncle's REIT, a Reg A Tier 2 offering for yourself. Go to richuncles.com or just call 855-RICH-UNCLE.
Rich Uncle's REIT is seeking indications of interest concerning its Reg A Tier 2 securities offering. Any indication of interest involves no obligation or commitment of any kind. No money or other consideration is being solicited, and if sent, response will not be accepted. No sales will be made or commitments to purchase accepted until the offering statement is qualified. This media outlet is being paid under $15,000 by Rich Uncle's for this single message.
I'm Bruce Vail with Your Money Now. Stocks closed higher today, though the election day gains weren't as big as the pre-election day increases. The Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 72 points, closing at 18,332. The Nasdaq Composite rose 27 points. The S&P 500 added 8 points. Shares of CVS Health fell nearly 12%. The drugstore chain issued a big warning, saying it stands to lose 40 million prescriptions next year as deals signed by rival Walgreens with other participants in the drug supply chain will shut out its CVS pharmacies. CVS lowered its profit outlook for the rest of this year and next year. Shares of AMC Entertainment Holdings rose 0.5%. The theater company said profit more than doubled in its latest quarter, aided by record average ticket prices along with a rise in attendance. That's Your Money Now.
Boxes are for base buildings only and may not be available in some areas. This is an alert. If your business or church is building this year, you're about to pay more than you should. This could mean thousands of dollars more for your office, retail space, church, or warehouse. So call General Steel now for the quality and the price in a pre-engineered steel building that you just can't beat. That's right, General Steel can save you thousands of dollars with a pre-engineered steel building designed for your business or church. How much can you save? How about a 5,000 square foot building for under $39,000? So don't pay thousands more than you should without calling General Steel first. Call 866-95-STEEL today and save as much as half the cost and time of conventional construction. Don't let rising steel prices put your project in jeopardy. Call now to lock in your price for 3 months. Call 866-95-STEEL. That's 866-95-STEEL. Don't spend thousands more than you should. Call 866-957-8335.
People don't know what to expect, but we never let the critics' perception shadow our vision of men's fashion. We live and breathe what we do. We understand the trends, the fit, your fashion needs. For over 20 years, we have raised the bar. We are Styles, the future of fashion. A man's style invokes something bigger than just the clothes he wears. It's a statement that this man is in control. It's your introduction before the handshake. Our quest is to bring men's fashion back to its roots. 1141 Van Drive in the Columns. Let us reintroduce you to suits and accessories of brands you trust, complemented by knowledgeable staff and fine tailoring. Everything a man needs. We are Styles Menswear, the future of fashion. Call 668-6900.
Hiring people is probably the worst part of my job. It's such a hassle, the searching, the sorting through resumes. Most people don't have the right experience.
We started using ZipRecruiter about 3 months ago. Right from the start, you could tell it was going to make hiring a lot easier. One click and my job was posted to 100+ job boards, all the top sites.
All of the candidates came to my dashboard, and it's easy to compare them. Thumbs up if I like them, thumbs down if I didn't. No emails and attachments, printing up docs, phone calls.
I didn't do nothing,
And I
buddy.
can't believe the number of great applicants.
Apparently, there's a wreck or something.
I don't know how we hired before.
There is a
ZipRecruiter.
spill.
Whether you're looking to fill one position or 20, find the best candidates with ZipRecruiter, where your job is just one click away from 100+ job sites. ZipRecruiter, the fastest way to hire. And right now you can try ZipRecruiter free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial. ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
The TJ Network, 1390 AM, 94 FM, West Tennessee's news and talk.
Hi, you can't see me because of radio, and I can't see you because I'm totally blind. My blindness doesn't hold me back, but I fight to stay awake during the day because
projecting they will likely pick up 4 to 6 seats. Some close races: New Hampshire, GOP Senator Kelly Ayotte in a dead heat with Democratic Governor Maggie Hassan. North Carolina, Republican incumbent Richard Burr facing Democratic challenger Deborah Ross. On the House side, all 435 seats up for grabs, and Republicans likely to maintain their majority. Democrats would need to gain 30 seats for control.
Right, Sony, thanks. Voters in 12 states are electing governors today. A lot of ballot measures out there, too, of course. And you're on the Fox Report. Fair and balanced.
One call could decide your child's future. We're Mathnasium Learning Centers, the world's specialist in teaching math. We began with a powerful idea. Teach kids math the way that makes sense to them. And kids will actually enjoy math. They'll do more of it, leading to higher and higher levels of mastery. Today, Mathnasium has 700 franchise locations. Find yours at mathnasium.com and make the call that could decide your child's future. Mathnasium, we make math make sense.
ADT presents What to Consider When Considering Home Security. An ADT sign is more than a sign. It's a line in the sand. On one side, your family. On the other, an uncertain world.
For over 140 years, more people have chosen ADT to help prevent crime than anyone else. Get ADT starting at just $28.99 a month.
Tested, trusted, proven ADT.
With 36-month contract for licensing and terms and conditions, visit ADT.com.
There are always some glitches on Election Day. Somebody brought the wrong keys for voting machines in Jersey City, New Jersey this morning, delaying things there. There are problems with electronic poll books in some precincts in Durham County, North Carolina, so they're using the paper books. In Philadelphia,
District Attorney Seth Williams telling reporters as of 2 p.m. his office has received 68 complaints of voter irregularities.
We have no founded complaints of intimidation, no founded complaints of voter fraud. We have no walking apocalypse zombies voting all over town. We don't have that.
And there have been no arrests. A task force of city and federal officials, coupled with an independent watchdog group, are monitoring Election Day activities. In Philadelphia, Hillary Varsky, Fox News.
A Pennsylvania woman's in jail accused of abusing her young stepson.
Danielle Miller is facing child endangerment, aggravated assault, and other charges for the treatment of her 4-year-old stepson. Police say she was apparently frustrated with his potty training and fed him laxative-laced beans and hot sauce. Miller is also accused of beating and burning the boy, insulting him, and locking the 4-year-old in a closet for hours. The boy's father is also jailed in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, facing child endangerment charges as well, because police say he did nothing to stop the abuse. Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Police in Blaine, Minnesota are looking for a man suspected of killing a 21-month-old boy. His body found this morning. Also, this man suspected of taking a 5-year-old girl with him. We're told Nelson Soto Lopez is not related to the girl. No other details are really being released yet about any relationship with the girl's mother or how the toddler died. On Wall Street today, the Dow up 72 points, the S&P up 8 points, the NASDAQ up 27. And in New York, I'm Chris Foster, Fox News Radio.
Every day we hear of friends, family, and co-workers who are rushed to the hospital after an accident or for surgery. Every year, patients in West Tennessee served by Lifeline Blood Services require 27,000 units of blood and blood products. As a result, over 500 blood donors are needed every week. Visit our website now at lifelinebloodserve.org or call 427-4431. Lifeline Blood Services. Give blood. Save lives.
Weather is brought to you by Hinson Heating and Air in Jackson. Time to get your unit tuned up for fall. Call today, 345-8000. Tonight there's a 20% chance of showers, cloudy, overnight low of 48. Tomorrow, cloudy through mid-morning, gradually clearing with an high of 63. Wednesday night, overnight low of 37 under clear skies, and Thursday, sunny, a high of 64. Mostly clear Thursday night, overnight low of 42 on Veterans Day, a sunny day, a high of 67. And that's your forecast from the TJ Network, your home for news and talk.
child in this nation.
Today is the day. The day. It's the election day in the USA. Get out and vote. Freedom is back in style. Welcome to the revolution. We burning down the night, shooting bullets at the moon, baby. This is how we roll. Sean Hannity, the new Sean Hannity Show. More behind-the-scenes information on breaking news and more bold, inspired solutions for America.
All right, here we go. This election day, final hour of the program. I'm not going to even listen this year to the exit polling data that comes in. They say, what do you know, Hannity? You're scaring me. No, this is not. The polling data doesn't come in for another 9 minutes, and that's when news organizations begin to get information. Now, look, exit polling data in 2004, right here on this program. It showed that John Kerry was going to be elected president, and they couldn't have been more wrong. So I don't trust it, and my gut, my heart, my soul says that this is a very different election year than any other, and I don't think anybody knows. There's too many wild cards, too many independents in this race for any of us to know. I think probably Drudge has it right, and that is that it is so close everywhere. And especially look, I think this may come down again to Florida. It may come down to the Panhandle. It may come down to the 6 electoral votes in Nevada. Michigan appears to be in play. Colorado appears to be a showdown. Michigan a showdown. Florida a showdown. Nevada a showdown. And I'm going to work on that assumption. I'm also told that outside of Philly, the turnout in Pennsylvania is massive today. So I'm not in the prediction business. As I said yesterday, I think Trump can win. His path is very difficult. I've never been Pollyannish. John McLaughlin, pollster, founder of McLaughlin and Associates. He's with us. Doug Schoen, pollster, author, political analyst, and Fox News contributor. How are you guys? And how are you feeling today?
Doing fine. Sean, I think your analysis is a fair one. I've seen what's been available. I think it does suggest a very close race. Everything now is reporting that I'm seeing the secretary, but it's all within the margin of error. And as you said, there has been a systematic bias in the exit polls for the Democrats for a number of years. That's not to say the secretary didn't win or Donald Trump didn't win, but at this point it's too close to call.
But if Trump does get Arizona, Georgia, Iowa, North Carolina, and Ohio, this is a game on.
I never said it isn't game on. I'm just saying at this point it's too close to call.
Now, what are your thoughts? John McLaughlin, what are you saying today?
I think you're going to see a record turnout, and you're going to see, 4 years ago you had 129 million voters come out, and this time you're going to see maybe 140, 150 million come out. And even these last couple hours, as you said, whether it's Central Florida, whether it's, you have hours to vote, the Panhandle. I was part of the CBS radio, because they told me that pays for radio. I was the CBS radio exit poll, team where I was the token Republican, and you had Jeff Garrett, who was the Democrat pollster. And we saw the exit polls coming in at 3 o'clock, and the Democrats were calling us, trying to get us to make a call for war. And we're like, the exit poll's wrong. They got too many African Americans. They don't have enough Cubans. When you make the adjustments, it's a dead even race. It's not 4 + 3. It's dead even. And so we held off making the call. The TV side made the call, which was a historic error. And, people actually drove home when they heard the call. But today, I think people are just going, they're ignoring the polls. They hear it's a close race, and they're voting, for their heart. And you have lines and places like on Long Island. Pete King was telling me that they're they're double, they're triple what they've normally been in those hours of the day, and Republicans are out there, and you're hearing it from the Trump people in Ohio, that the votes are up in the same ex-urban counties that George W. Bush carried it when they thought John Kerry was going to win that election in 04, as you mentioned. So America's voting right now, and it's making a lot of the Democrat pollsters very nervous because their little models and their forecast of having a +6 or 7 Democrat electorate may be in jeopardy today with Donald Trump's bringing in a new coalition to win this election.
You know, a friend of ours, I know you know Matt Tower, he's been in the business, he knows Georgia and Florida probably as good as anybody, and his interpretation was Hillsborough County, Tampa, turned out early on Election Day, and in 2012 they had 72% of all voters, and he pointed out as of 1:30 today, and I didn't get an update from him since, that the vote in Hillsborough had already reached 63%, and he said that he thinks that means that the turnout will exceed 2012 levels, which seems to be the case not only in Florida but around the country. Is that what both of you are seeing?
Well, seeing that, and I think John's point is exactly right. If we get turnout beyond the conventional expectations and models, I assume those voters, John, I suspect, John, you're agreeing or postulating this, would be Trump voters. Because I think it's not picked up by normal polling, normal modeling, or normal expectations.
Well, he finished by saying, I can only remember 2 times we've had that kind of wave voting. 80 with Reagan, 08 with Obama, and Secretary Clinton is no Obama. That's what he said.
Yep, and I think you're seeing that even, I handled that from Georgia, we've known each other for decades, and I did work for Governor Deal there, but I was talking to Congressman Doug Howell today, and he said the same thing. You have an historic level of voting in Small County where he's from in Georgia, but when you look at Florida, when you look at the early vote, the people who voted in 2012 that hadn't voted yet, they're Republicans, out of that 1.7 million, they're Republicans 46%, Democrats 40%, they'll come back in. But then instead of an 8 million turnout, there probably is 1 million voters. But we know from research, there's 1 million voters in Florida who voted in 08, who voted in 2010, but walked away from the election in 2012, not because they didn't want to vote for Obama, but they didn't like Romney, so they didn't vote. There was 1 million of them. They're still there. There's more people like that, so you're going to see, I think you'll see 9 million voters come out in Florida, and that's to Donald Trump's benefit.
You know what's amazing about this? I mean, here it is. It's Election Day. On the East Coast, it's 5:13, and we still can't say with any certainty who's going to win this election. We do have reports, by the way, of some Trump ballots being automatically switched to Hillary. This is CBS News in Pittsburgh. That ballots cast for Trump are being automatically switched to Hillary Clinton, and we have another report out of Pennsylvania as well, in Philadelphia this morning, that this was in the Washington Times, that the Philly Republican City Committee chairman said he received at least 40 reports of Democratic Party-sponsored poll workers turning away Republican-sponsored workers. So, I guess this happens every election year, right?
Well, let's just say if there is not the massive vote in the cities, particularly the city of Philadelphia, for the secretary, then Pennsylvania will go from being in play to certainly leaning red. The issue, I'd say, Sean, is to bring the current president, the former president, the first lady, and the former first lady, the current candidate, to Philadelphia last night has to be a sign that the Clintons' internal polling is showing the kind of slippage we're seeing in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, there was a suit filed by Trump about election fraud, and he filed a suit against Clark County Registrar in Nevada for keeping polls open past the time they were supposed to close during early voting, and they, obviously maybe setting up a way to challenge all the results in Nevada based on that decision to allow people who are in line to vote, but I'm not sure what's going to happen or if that ever works out. How do you see this playing out, John? I mean, last time I talked to you, you were 60-40 Trump, and you, Doug, were 60-40 Hillary. You guys still, and I was 50-50. I'm still 50-50.
I'm moving to 55-45 Hillary in the direction of 50-50, Sean.
Yeah, and And with me, I would have said after Comey's letter over this weekend, I would have said 50-50, but today when I'm seeing in the turnout levels, I'm like, this is a very good sign for that 60-40 to be very good. It may have been a very good guess on that day, but it's one of those things where the new voters that are coming out are the ones that they didn't expect coming out are coming out on their own with their passion. And when Hillary Clinton, as Doug said and you mentioned, when she had to be in Pennsylvania the night before the election or the day before the election, she had to be in Michigan, they're totally playing defense. And
are you now, can I then say you're at 65, Trump wins? I'm asking. I'm not putting words in your mouth. I'm asking a question.
No, I think it's like 60-40. They still, you got to give them respect. They have a very good machine.
Yeah, I agree with you.
As far as turnout goes.
No, I agree with you.
And John, I think the same point was Sean. The upside is a good turnout machine. The downside is what Sean has been saying. There's a very discreet but limited appeal to Secretary Clinton's vote. It doesn't expand easily. She has a core constituency and a lot of people who don't like her and would never vote for her.
By the way, I am hearing the Florida Panhandle is really in need of getting out there. That if there's a low vote turnout in the Florida Panhandle, I mean that's key for Donald Trump to take the state of Florida. And so I got one report that the Panhandle turnout was a little low at this point. They still have a couple of hours to get out and vote in the Panhandle, and that would be, John, you know this area well.
Right, and what you have to realize too is what in a lot of these states with the early voting, the reason the early voting was up, we had a lot of Republicans already out there, and in Florida you have legislators. They do a very good job getting a vote out. I was talking to Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart earlier from Dade County, and the Cubans are with Trump. And they're coming out today, and Trump's going to surprise that he's going to get more of the Hispanic vote nationally than people expect. The Panhandle, that's a poll.
I apologize. Sorry, not the exit poll. The last poll I saw in Florida, Hispanics, John, I apologize for interrupting you, was 54-34 for the secretary. And that said to me that the record number of early voters like Hispanics, if it's only plus 20 for Secretary Clinton, to me that's a win for Donald Trump.
Right.
Why do you say that? That sounds like a big number.
Well, because you would expect, given what Donald Trump said about Hispanics and the way the media played it, that this would have been a community, notwithstanding conservative Cubans, would have gotten 65, 70, 75 for the secretary. And if she's only winning by 20 points in a state where the Hispanics are 15% of the electorate, that's a net plus 3 statewide, which I think, John, you'd agree.
I just got some information, and look, I've heard that Florida is looking, it's neck and neck, and I know that the only